Flu season is right around the corner, and even though Ebola has been the biggest health concern recently, reporter Sydney Schumann explains why we should pay a little bit more attention to the flu.
In terms of the threat to most of us, we're not paying enough attention to flu, and maybe in a sense a little bit too much to Ebola.
Ebola is a very real and scary threat, but to most people the threat of getting the flu is much greater, and it kills thousands of people in the U.S. each year. Last
year there were over 100 children who died, and so when you compare that with the 1 or 2 cases we're hearing about with Ebola at this time, we aren't paying enough attention to flu.
The flu is very easy to spread, which is what makes it so difficult to combat.
One of the things you notice in the discussion of Ebola is they kind of know when somebody is sick, and they aren't contagious until they're sick. That's not the way it is with flu. You can transmit, you can pass on flu well before you're feeling ill.
Dr. Beauchamp says the most effective way to beat the flu is to get a flu shot.
We all have a responsibility, frankly, to get a flu shot. If it isn't for our own protection, it may be for our parents or our grandparents or for our little children.
And the flu doesn't just impact our health.
Flu is very expensive. In this country, it probably represents about $87 billion annually, and in the neighborhood of 17 million lost workdays.
For those who say they get sick after the flu shot, Dr. Beauchamp says you may get symptoms, but they should pass in a day or two. In Phoenix, Sydney Schumann, Cronkite News.